ESPN lists the Detroit Lions roster strength and roster weaknesses for the 2022 NFL season. Hello everyone, my name is Derek and welcome back to Detroit Lions Syndicate. You already know what we do on this channel. We talk all things about your favorite team, the Detroit Lions. And as the season approaches, you're going to want to get all your news and current updates. So consider subscribing and joining the Syndicate. Also, ring that notification bell if you want to be notified of every Detroit Lions Syndicate video. We have 72 days until the Detroit Lions season kicks off. And I must admit, I think that excitement is at an all-time high, probably one of the highest I've seen since I've been on this platform talking Detroit Lions. Definitely higher than the Matt Patricia days. We went through a bit of a dark period there. Is it just me, or does the Matt Patricia regime seem a lot darker than the 0-16 regime? That's just my thoughts. Well, Sheila Ford-Hamp, Brad Holmes, and Dan Campbell have done a lot to change the narrative and that dark cloud, to get rid of it, that's been hanging over our city since the introduction of Matt Patricia. One of the things that they've done that Matt Patricia didn't do is build the team through the draft. We have Aiden Hutchinson, Jameson Williams, we have Kirby Joseph, and now 2 NFL drafts that these guys have really kind of hit it out the park. Every draft pick from the 2021 draft made the team, and I'm hoping to see a repeat of that this year. Even though the regime is tons different than the previous one, it still was a tough first year for Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell. The Lions went 3-13-1 last year, and they bring back most of the roster from the 2021 season. Now, initially, my reaction wasn't the best when they kept re-signing the guys that they originally started the season off 0-8. But then as I started to think about it, and I started to see these guys really started coming alive at the end of the year, I don't think it was such a bad thing. We got Jameson, as mentioned earlier. We got Aiden Hutchinson. We also went and got DJ Chark. Now, as far as the defensive side of the ball, the Detroit Lions didn't make many moves in free agency, but instead decided to address that side of the ball through the NFL draft, picking 6 out of 8 players on defense. So how much more improved is our team from last year? Here's what one ESPN analyst had to say about the strengths and weaknesses for the Detroit Lions. Ranking Detroit as the number 25 best roster in the NFL, ESPN's Ben Lindsay says the Lions have one of the best offensive lines in the game. You won't find a team this low on the list that has a top 5 positional unit, but Detroit offensive line is in that conversation. It's not difficult to see Taylor Deckard and Penei Sewell both being top 10 players at their respective positions in 2022. From a PFF grading standpoint, Sewell was a top 10 graded right tackle as a rookie in 2021. And Decker finished 15th among qualifying left tackles. Throw in one of the best NFL center in Frank Ragnow and a promising young guard, Jonah Jackson, and the Lions have a nice core to build around up front. The offense averaged 322.6 yards per game last season, with the rushing attack accounting for 110.9 yards. I would have to agree with Lindsay on probably the Detroit Lions' biggest strength. Our offensive line was getting high praise when we drafted Penei Sewell. We had Frank Ragnow, Taylor Decker, Penei Sewell. We had some guys that we could really build upon. But then people started to go down, and we were not able to live up to those expectations. I would have to agree that our biggest strength is indeed our offensive line. I think second to that probably would be the wide receiver core, especially once we get Jameson Williams going. We got the return of Josh Reynolds, DJ Chark, Amon-Ra. So I would have to say a close second would be a position that was the bottom of the list last year to be a close second in strongest asset on our team. According to Lindsay, our biggest weakness is also on the offensive side of the ball. There's a reason to be excited about the direction that this Detroit roster is trending, but the hole at quarterback makes it difficult to set expectations too high. Across the past 2 seasons with the Rams and Lions, Jared Goff's passes have traveled fewer than 7 yards downfield on an average 6.8, and his 8.8 yards per attempt on throws 20 or more yards downfield is a bottom 5 mark among 31 quarterbacks with at least 50 such attempts. There's not going to be much of an explosive downfield element to this passing attack with Goff at quarterback unless he gets back to 2018 form. Goff ranked 20th among the league's passing leaders last season with 3,245 passing yards, and he also ranked 20th in touchdown passes with 19. Yet his 39.5 QBR was the lowest since his rookie season. I don't know where this term golf truther came from, but it came up during the offseason this year. And I think it's unfair to list Jared Goff as the Detroit Lions' biggest weakness on the entire team. How about the linebacker position? How about the safety? How about the secondaries? How about picking anyone on defense, the defensive line? You can pick any defensive unit based on the production last year and list them the worst on the team. I'm not a homer and I don't wear blinders. Goff had a miserable season, especially the first part, but he came alive during the second part. If we look at that rookie season, he had just got into the National Football League. And if we look at last year, Matthew Stafford left this team and went to a stacked roster. Jared Goff came to the equivalent of a toilet bowl. So to make Jared Goff the biggest weakness on our team, I disagree with that tremendously. Did this guy not see when Jared Goff went out and Tim Boyle entered the game? As far as getting the ball downfield, we didn't have many options when it comes to stretching the field in the 2021 season. That will change this year. The addition of DJ Chark and a healthy Jameson Williams, Goff will throw more down the field. Trust me on that one. Goff will do much better this year than he did last year. That is guaranteed. So I'm not sure why he would list Jared Goff as the biggest weakness on our team. I'm not sure he watched every game like you and I did. So I have to disagree with that one. Let me know what you think in the comments below. My name is Derek. This is Detroit Lions Syndicate. The lull period is almost over. We just got to get through the month of July, and we will be officially back to NFL football. Don't forget, training camp is coming up soon. The Lions will be on Hard Knocks, and that will be taking us into the preseason as well. That preseason game is August the 12th at 6 p.m. at Ford Field. If you want to go, make sure you go. It's our only preseason home game this season. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself, and as always, go Lions.